Welcome to the Mental Alchemy channel. My name is Ekaterina Sofia, and today's topic is Alchemy of Manifestation. The practice that goes with this video is already posted as the first video on this Mental Alchemy channel. You may wish to listen to it before this video and after, or simply listen to it after. I find that it's always very powerful to do the practice and then go into the more in-depth understanding of what it's about, because it gives you some kind of deeper perspective and alignment to the topic. And then do it again and it just becomes so much more meaningful. New Year is fast approaching, and it's a traditional time to let go of the old and embrace the new, or rather in our case to invite in the new, because we are manifesting. You may be a profound manifester and have looked at books like The Secret or modern day teachings that are available, it seems, in all languages and in all places. Or you may simply do the practice of wishing upon the star. In any event, this video is relevant to all, and I hope that you will all find something useful here. Before you start manifesting, however, and using books like The Secret or any other techniques, even wishing upon a star, I would recommend that you take heed and listen to your ancestors' stories, warnings about the consequences of wishes that are ill-formed or irresponsible. It is always advisable to check if your wish is indeed aligned with love, higher truth, higher good, service to all, or if it's driven by greed, need for popularity, or hunger of power. Because if it is not in alignment with your highest good, we can see from stories like the more traditional non-Disney version of the jinns stories, they can be very maleficent, manipulative, and mischievous, and lead you down the wrong direction, fulfilling your wish, which later you will have to pay for. Or alternatively, the stories of signing off your soul to the devil in return for a wish granted. We can even look into the classics, the story of Dorian Gray, whose soul is locked within the painting, showing the true state of who he is, while he is showing a beautiful face to the world. His painting reflects the sickness, the old age, the disease that his behavior has brought onto him. Don't allow for your wish fulfillment to do the same to your soul, so that although your manifestations show to the world that you have achieved plenty, in fact, beneath the surface, there is no joy, no happiness, no true growth. How many times have we heard of men who are rich and powerful, who are simply feeling alone and have nobody to love them truly? Or people who have manifested power or wealth in a way that was not aligned and then have to suffer, seeing the consequences of their destruction and make terrible decisions to upkeep this destructive creation. But more on an uplifted note, Now that you know how to avoid the dark predicament, I would like to set 4 rules from my point of view of healthy, aligned, and sustainable manifestation. Rule number 1, never manifest from your own energy. Always use the source of God's pure love and light. When we're born, we're all given an amount of energy to work with. How much energy that is depends from person to person. If you start manifesting by your own will, by your own wants, all that you are doing is moving energy from one area of your life to another. And often when a person who manifests in this way gets a promotion at work, his or her relationships suffer, or their health suffer, or something else is lost. Because there is no harmony, there is no balance, there is no more energy that has been provided in order to create this change. But if you're able to tap in to God's love, to this infinite energy source, and manifest from there, instead of from your own limited energy that was given to you simply to survive in this life, then your life is able to have harmony and balance. And you can have sustainable creations, wish fulfillments, that allow for you to have it all. There is a catch to having it all, though. If your wish to have it all is the consumerism, modern day want for having it all in the material sense of the word, then unfortunately you probably will not be able to tap into the right divine power to receive it. Although if you are in service to the world, it may work. The true manifestation has to come of you figuring out what it is that will truly make you happy, what it is that is truly your higher self's guidance for you. What is God's will, which means what is the harmonious, balanced outcome. Aligning to that heaven on earth version of your reality, and bringing that in and then manifesting that forward. Rule number 2, avoid imagining exactly what you want. So when people get an incredible gift, they often say, I couldn't even imagine how amazing this would be. This is way beyond my imagination. This is so fabulous. This is so great. And why do they say that? It's because this happiness, this wish fulfillment that we just spoke about in Rule 1, is beyond their current state of consciousness. And that is why you should not follow the techniques of imagining exactly what you want, because you're going to manifest exactly from the consciousness that you are now. And this wish will not actually bring you any more joy. It will not move you on the mental alchemy ladder towards turning your life and your mindset into gold. It will simply shift energy from one place to another and create more of the same thing that you thought would make you happy, but it doesn't, because you're still manifesting from the exact same energy place. So don't imagine exactly what you want. Instead, tune into this higher energy, tune into the feeling, tune into the surprise element of finding that peace, that joy, that stability, or whatever it is that you're looking for. Rule number 3. Your manifestations must be in alignment with God's will. We have already spoken about this in not manifesting from your own energy, but to go into the topic further is that when we're born, most of us still have this divine connection and freedom and ability to live without fear. But because of our nature, because of the way the world is at the moment, we start to quickly accumulate fears, which are either learned from our caretakers or through our own personal traumas, even separation, of coming out of our mother's body and then having to cry and feel alone and need to ask for food and so on, disconnects us from that infinite heaven on earth, best outcome reality. And that's why we must give up our own personal free will, which is distorted by our fears, which is distorted by our programming, and allow the higher consciousness, the highlight, the pure love and light will to come forward, so that we are not manifesting wishes into a distorted reality, but instead we're bringing in a harmonious reality and harmonious wishes to be fulfilled. And then the final rule, the 4th rule, it's especially relevant if you're trying to manifest money or material goods, or actually anything, because if you're not doing it for the right reasons, the consequences will still be distorted. And that's an ultimate test, if your manifestation is aligned, is it in service to yourself and to the earth, to the environment, to the community, to the people? So if you've created your dream is to create a product, is it a good quality product that's going to improve people's lives? Is it a wish to have a lot of money? Or what are you going to do with that money? Is it a good way that you earned it through this product that provides? It could be joy, it could be creative, it could be painting. It doesn't have to be useful in a practical way. It can be useful in a way that it activates love in people. Is it a book that is written that can inspire others? And then later, of course, you have to decide, what are you doing with that money? Are you investing it into other projects which are good? Are you giving back to your community? Are you a good example of a person in power? Or are you using that power intentionally or unintentionally to mislead people? The same is with the relationship. Are you ready, if you want to manifest a relationship, are you ready to be in service of that person? Are you ready to allow your relationship to be in service of community? Or are you manifesting it to satisfy some kind of social pressures or the need not to feel lonely? If it's the need not to feel lonely, I can assure you, you'll probably feel even more lonely within the relationship, because you must fix that within yourself first. So let's sum up the 4 rules of manifestation. Never manifest from your own energy. Tap into God. Avoid imagining exactly what you want unless it is divinely inspired as a vision through your practice of tapping into God. Make sure that your manifestation is aligned to the highest will rather than to your own basic needs. And fourth, apply the test that it is of service to the higher good. Hopefully now the practice guidance class will make a greater sense to you why it was made the way it was. And when you tune into your orb of light or the orbs of light, you will be able to extract more of the information based on the topics that we have covered. The next video that I will be posting will be the more practical technique of understanding what your true desires are. So stay tuned and have a wonderful, wonderful day.